It's so easy to get so theoretical and abstract about this intense level of black on white, black violence, black criminality, black dysfunction all over the country, especially when all we see on television are the talking heads telling us it's not happening, and if it is happening, it's all about white racism. So why don't we run a few recent stories that just came into my email in the last 24 hours or so, just to kind of remind us what we're talking about and what the stakes are.
22-year-old Kansas City man is charged with killing two homeless men on Tuesday. Court documents say Mario Markworth allegedly killed Michael McLean and Kevin Waters with an axe. Fox 4's Sheree Honeycutt spoke with Waters' family, who says he didn't deserve to die.
I still love him, and I always will.
Denise Baker is heartbroken after her ex-fiancé and friend of 7 years, 52-year-old Kevin Waters, was killed on Tuesday.
I just went to my knees. I collapsed. I couldn't handle it.
Baker met Waters when they were both homeless years ago.
I talked to him every day. We always stayed in contact, even though we broke up, because we still loved each other, and I still love him.
Court documents reveal Waters was sleeping outside the Sheffield Family Life Center off Winter Road. 22-year-old Mario Markworth and 56-year-old Michael McLean got into an argument nearby. Markworth allegedly killed McLean with an axe and then saw Waters.
It makes me very angry. But you know what? He's in heaven now, and God was with him. Now he's not hurting. And I just feel that he said he loved me before he passed away, because he loved the hell out of me, and I still loved him too.
Baker's son Joshua looked to Waters as a father and is studying chemistry at the University of Missouri-Columbia.
There's not a lot of people that come into your life that you can really say this person fundamentally changed, my direction in life. And he definitely was that for me.
He says now he's decided to move into forensics.
This is just kind of one more step pushing me in that direction, is I could always help, someone like my family.
Both Denise and Joshua say Waters was homeless and he was loved.
He was one of the best human beings I have ever met, and he was homeless. Being homeless doesn't diminish your value. It doesn't make you less than anything, anyone else.
It's horrible how Kevin died. It's just horrible. Nobody deserves that. Nobody.
Sheree Honeycutt, Fox 4 News.
Here's the same story, basically on the same day, except this time out of Pittsburgh. A fella in the early morning hours decided he was going to stab a few people at a bus stop. I don't think either one of those people are dead yet.
Terrible. What's happening?
Police are looking for this man seen on surveillance video jumping a turnstile. They say he first approached a 19-year-old woman as she got off a train here at the 96th Street station on the Upper East Side. He apparently asked her for money before following her for about a block to a secluded area where he raped her.
Oh my gosh, I cannot even believe. Yeah, I just try to keep awareness of my surroundings.
It was
The NYPD releasing new video of the suspects wanted in a series of attacks on Hasidic men in Brooklyn. This as a hate crime investigations launched by state police. Today, New York's Tracy Strahan is in Williamsburg with the video police want you to see. Tracy, good morning.
And Darlene, good morning to you. Authorities promise swift action on this one, and you can see a squad car from the 90th precinct patrolling this area behind me. And in addition, we have that new video released from the NYPD of the attack that has this neighborhood on edge. Now take a look for yourself. You can see new video of 4 men wanted for questioning in connection to this attack. You can see them talking to each other as they enter inside of a Brooklyn building, and authorities tell me this happened immediately after one of the attacks here in Williamsburg. Detectives say it's now being investigated as a bias crime. A surveillance video captured one of those violent attacks. It happened just yesterday. Look at the top right of your screen there. You can see fists flying. Authorities say this is when one of the attackers allegedly snuck up on his victim from behind, then punched him in the face. There were 3 attempted robberies that followed this exact pattern in Williamsburg early Monday morning. One on Ross Street, one on Clymer, the other here on Wythe Place. Authorities say it happened just within 40 minutes' time, and in each instance, the victim was alone.
While they do these things, they don't think what they're doing, understand? I hope they're going to find them, bring them to justice.
Authorities say 2 of the victims in these robberies had to be hospitalized, and despite the robbery attempts, nothing was taken from any of them.
Surveillance video from a BX11 shows the girls pulling the front windshield wipers in the Claremont section on June 25th. The teenagers then threw rocks and a chair into the bus. One of them is seen picking up a brick and throwing it into the side of the bus, breaking a window. Police say the bus driver told them to get off the bus when the girls got into some sort of a dispute.
The first time we are seeing surveillance video of the deadly Douglas Heights apartment complex shooting. Prosecutors played it today during the preliminary hearing for the 3 suspects.
We were the only television news station in the courtroom. News 12's Robin Estabrook joins us now live in the studio with the details.
I'm not going to die today. I can't die today. I was just thinking about my mom, should listen to her, gone home.
At the preliminary hearing for the 3 suspects in the Douglas Heights shooting that left 1 man dead, prosecutors played surveillance video. The 2 surviving victims described what happened.
I just turned around and I saw holes being formed into the door, and then I tried to take a step and realized I was injured.
Okay, were you shot?
Yes.
Where were you shot?
Through the leg, through the thigh.
As soon as I opened the door, an officer was passing down the street, and 2 guys waved him down for me, and he turned around. And he asked me, the first thing the officer asked me, he's like, do you know anything about a shooting? And I was like, yes, I just got shot.
Toddy Woods is accused of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. His brother, Omariel Woods, and Hyacinth Taylor are charged with facilitation of first-degree murder and 2 counts of facilitation of attempted first-degree murder. Prosecutors say after a confrontation at the apartment complex's pool, Toddy Woods tried to kick down the door of an apartment, but they say that didn't work.
Mr. Taylor had a gun, gave it to Mr. Omariel Woods, who handed it off to Mr. Toddy Woods. And you saw, Your Honor, he fired that gun.
Tonight, an explosion inside a corner store with a gas station just outside. Surveillance video shows 2 men running after part of the store catches on fire. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rosemary Connors. It's the explosion that has a neighborhood on edge. Philadelphia police described the bombs as homemade. Tonight, the store owner tells us it was retaliation. NBC 10's Keith Jones is live in Mayfair. Keith, you spoke to that owner tonight.
Yeah, Rosemary, he told us that he fears that this could happen to him again. He said he's called police about this for a month and a half, and even as police investigate, he can't help but worry.
They're very dangerous devices. They're unpredictable.
The device explodes on the floor of Express Fuel on Frankfurt Avenue. You could see 2 suspects run away in the explosion from a camera outside Mamraj Singh's gas station.
This was totally messed up inside the store. The ceiling was burned. 2 chips racks burned.
Video released by police shows the fire and heavy smoke. An employee pushes the burning rack outside. Singh told us his workers are familiar with the suspects.
They threatened me like 2-3 times before.
So he's frustrated. Police showed us these pictures of the suspect. They say the workers were behind the register when the homemade bomb detonated.
Them being behind the glass was probably what saved them from being injured, being behind their bulletproof glass that they have in the store.
2 different robberies in and around Central Park left 2 people injured. Around 6 this morning, police were called to 62nd Street and West Drive for a robbery involving a group of teens throwing a 68-year-old man to the ground. Less than an hour earlier, investigators say the same group threw a 20-year-old man to the ground and stole his cell phone. This is at 66th Street and Central Park West. We are told both victims suffered minor injuries. Officers are also investigating a similar robbery in Soho this morning, but so far there's no link to the crimes and no arrests have been made.
The 34-year-old was distracted, unaware that he was being targeted until he was hit with the first punch. The second suspect joined in. The third came flying in with a kick as the victim was pinned against the car. Area residents watched the video in disgust.
It's sad what's going on in this world today. You got to watch every day, watch over your shoulder.
Police say this attack happened around 10:20 in the evening on July 29th. Outnumbered, the victim threw his cell phone charger and wallet on the ground and ran away. The 3 suspects picked it up and ran in the opposite direction.
And here are a couple fellas picking up some Skittles and Newports and some grape drink at the local corner store before they go outside, kicking up their heels, singing a song, looking for somebody to play a little bit of the knockout game with. Oh, look. There's one. That guy's standing right there. Ready? Bam! 1, 2, whack-a-mole, 3, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, good shot, guys.
Police say everything was fine. Police say it wasn't until the very end of the night when teens were leaving here. They were about 500 to 600 teens, ages 13 to 17. That's when there was a fight, there was chaos, and a police officer used pepper spray. Witnesses say it took approximately 10 to 15 minutes before peace was restored outside Aquaport Saturday night. A fight broke out near the exit. Police say a crowd of teens rushed toward the area and an officer used pepper spray to break up the fight. Parents say the crowd was largely African American, and some believe the pepper spray would not have been used if the crowd was largely white.
Firsthand, I saw all the kids running and screaming to flee, and I heard the tasers activated, and I saw them walking with them, activating them.
Some parents also concerned police sounded tasers to try and calm the crowd.
I think it was absolutely the wrong reaction. It didn't contain or calm the crowd. It escalated everything. It made a rather safe situation completely unsafe.
We do not see this as a racial incident.
The Maryland Heights police chief said in addition to the fight, there were several other small disturbances.
We were trying to peacefully and quickly de-escalate a situation that was starting to get out of hand.
He says the command staff will review surveillance and police body camera video and says there were no reports of injuries, no arrests, and says the officer believed pepper spray was the best way to safely bring the situation under control.
When an officer actually tries to get physically involved in breaking up a fight, that can cause injury to the people that are fighting. It could cause injury to the police officer, and the officer made a decision that she thought using the pepper spray was an effective way to break up the fight without anyone getting hurt.
Again, the chief says that his command staff will review video. He says that's standard procedure in a situation like this to see if anything could have been done differently.
Yeah, the lovely mom we just saw in that video claiming those little children were relentless victims of relentless white racism. She was a little bit less soft-spoken on Facebook, where she was telling people that this white racism happens all the time and white people are always throwing rocks at black children in swimming pools. And she knows that because that weekend was the 5th anniversary of the sanctification of St. Michael Brown of Ferguson, and she was wearing her T-shirt, her 5th anniversary T-shirt, when she went to pick up her child. You know, these things don't all have to turn out the same way.
A homeowner pulls a gun on a man who walked into his yard uninvited, and a home surveillance camera caught it all on video.
Cherish Lombard is here with that video and to walk us through what happened. Cherish?
And the video is very clear. So as it starts, you can clearly see the man in the red shirt. He walks up, he stands at the gate for a few seconds, then opens it, and then proceeds on to the couple's gate, or onto their deck. I want to give you a closer look now. The stranger walks up to the home, opens the storm door, then appears to be searching for something in his pocket that he can use to get inside the home. He's able to open the door because it was unlocked, but to his surprise, he's met by the homeowner and his gun. You can definitely see his surprise as he runs back outside. And this all happened in McCalla, just outside Birmingham. Police did eventually catch up with the suspect, and they took him into custody. The homeowners say they typically leave the door unlocked when they are at home, but you have to wonder if that will change after this.
Just a couple days ago, an Asian county supervisor in San Francisco was assuring his constituents that Asian people don't need guns because people with guns are less safe. Yes, we call people who say that less sane, even if that does make the black kids angry.
Don't make the black kids angry.